But how about the gear? Have you ever had a gig where the gear was more of a logistical nightmare for you, like having to switch banks and amps and sounds?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been that sort of guy who I think less is more when it comes to gear. I don't need to have, I was never the guy who had sets up set lists in my Helix or in my Kemper or, I would just have like an amp, maybe two amps in case one went down and then a spare amp out back, whatever. And then I would have like compressor and drive, four or five drive pedals, delay, reverb. What have I got now? Some delays, some tremolo, some stuff. And I could do everything with that. I feel like I never needed a certain sound for this one little bit and that little bit in the song that I couldn't do with what I sort of had. But it was funny on the El Divo, as we talk about that again, I did actually bring a Boogie Lone Star, Mr. Boogie Lone Star 212 with me and a whole pedal board full of stuff. But I also brought a Line 6 floor pod. You remember the HD floor pods?
Yeah.
And I had two, and you know what? I had two of those, and because we were in ears and there was no monitors and stairs, no gear on stage, it just ended up that I used that, and it was okay. It was not great, but it did what it needed to do. It was not great, but it was fine. And I would probably go back to using, like a QC or Kemper or New Helix or whatever now if I had to do a tour like that again, because it's just convenient. But I've never had any, well, saying that, we did do Clang here. When we did Tom Jones and we were doing a vineyard tour around New Zealand and Australia, they were just, getting an amp somewhere in the middle of nowhere could be challenging. Getting an old Fender something that with one speaker broken or an old Marshall, Blues Breaker. It's just that was a bit challenging, coming out with your pedal board and just, you didn't know, straight into the gig, no sound check, no nothing. But I guess that's when you're professional and you've done 150 gigs already on that. You just go, that's it, that's the sound I'm going to get tonight, and I'm going to give you, you're going to have the best evening ever. I guess that's what you do when you've gigged for 35 years, That's the professionalism that comes out of the bag. You're looking for it down in the bag, like, oh, where the fuck is the thing, Oh, there it is, cool, okay, boom. And you just do it,